a shred of doubt in Kobe's DNA.
That's kind of the thing.
Well, let's meet the teams. Up first, RED Canids, Kalunga. Will we get Kalunga again as the roster is running it back? One name change, but don't let that fool ya. It's the same 5 players from last year who did pick up that series versus Shopify Rebellion before dropping later on in the LTA Championship bracket. We know they got what it takes to win.
They do have what it takes, but so do we, Kangas. So do we. We just have to be able to utilize it.
Exactly.
Oh, they got some secrets going already.
Now they're all smiling, showing teeth. There we go. Looking like they're having a good time up on stage. Obviously, the home crowd going to be cheering them on throughout the weekend. And this is still the best of 3 stage. The rest of the days will all be single best of 5. So this is our last best of 3. Let's meet the other team here. It's Sentinels. A bit of a surprise, if we're being honest, from the LCS side here. A much stronger start to their year than I would have expected for a roster that just came in. The newest organization to join the LCS, and already taking a top 3 finish in playoffs for Split 1.
Yeah, it's funny because, you know, you're like, oh, new roster, but they got 3 Disguise players that had already been playing together. They got Impact, the oldest player in the entirety of our league.
Gotta remind people of that. Yeah, we got Unk in the top lane.
So, you know, they got some pieces that work pretty well together, and for Sentinels as a brand, it is very big to come in and just immediately have success. We actually had the manager on the dive, and he was like, yeah, you know, first split, we aren't like trying to build for crazy, you know, winning right off the bat.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna come in and we're trying to work it a little bit. Maybe we'll moneyball a little. We'll be special. We'll be efficient. But they came in and, you know, they really did play off some of the synergies that previously existed, and Huhi has stepped up so huge as a dual language shot caller, both in Korean and in English. Golden Glue shouted him out publicly, as well as playing really well individually. And so this is a fairly unique team that does have to put a lot of effort into their coordination in game. Huhi even said it himself. He's like, yeah, it's kind of exhausting in scrims. So I
doing
don't,
it that double,
yeah, he's like, I don't do the full like 24/7, you know, shot calling in both languages during scrims because it's just like so draining. But you have to do that for stage games.
Yeah,
so.
You need to make sure your mid laner's on the same page. The question on my mind, and I imagine a lot of people's minds, Kobe, and place your bets now, chat. Will we have a champ select error from Sentinels? They had Guardian Aatrox. We had the Vayne locked in. Are we going to get something this time around? Because I feel like that's their weakness.
They practice enough,
their
bro. They got it on lock now.
They got it out? Okay, they got it out of their system. That's good.
They got it on lock now. Dokla grilled Golden Glue about it. So Golden Glue put that as their #1 thing to practice.
He's got a notepad, and there's like a post-it note saying, you know.
If they're gonna just lock down one aspect of the game, it's gonna be locking those champions in.
Speaking of, we already have one locked in as we're jumping straight into champ selects now. The bans are through, and that is an early Rise pick here for Sentinels.
It's a good one. Orianna's banned out, and Talia is banned out. I think that this is already looking pretty good for us, you know, take it away. Also means Kaze can't get his hands on it. Kaze, of course, plays a lot of assassins also and is super dangerous, but, you know, most played are the normal mid lane champions of Rise and Talia type stuff too, so we'll see what we trade it for. Rumble, of course, is up priority for top lane here. Do you want to go like Jarvan early? Because Jarvan is good versus Rise. You can always put pressure onto Rise, and it's the basically hot pot, the patented Jarvan and Rumble ultimate combo. But early on, of course, there's every AD jungler up and available, so you could alternate to another one if you felt like it.
Combo's real though, they do lock it in. And it's not surprising, they have been playing a lot of carries in the jungle. I was chatting with Azale for the first game, letting him know. Who said what?
Jarvan's just, keep going.
We were catching up with some of the Brazilian casters, and basically RED Canids, they have an identity that their coach Takers drafts often, where it's called the 3-headed dragon, where you have 3 threats on the composition. It's a fun community name for how they draft.
Too.
It sounds
like
sick. 3-headed dragon. These are 2 of the heads right now already with the Rumble and the J4.
I would come up with dragon-related terms for all my strategies too if I was a coach.
Yeah?
That sounds sick.
Yeah, you got the wings.
Then you got people calling plays and stuff. And you're like, all right, you know, what comp are we building this time around? Well,
wings.
you know, we're building the three-headed dragon. Holy! Okay, well, Sentinels are building the poke machine. That needs a better name.
Yeah, I don't think poke machine is
But
quite
you
there
get
with
what I'm
three-headed
saying.
dragon.
You understand what it is. So
I'm
now,
a little uncomfortable as well, but yeah.
Now we got to come up with a more fearsome name for it.
No, I'm not gonna call it the thruster. We're gonna call it the.
Ezreal Karma though, what do you do with that to deal with that bottom lane? I mean, this bottom lane right now is so hard to contest for push and for poke. So I actually really do like this opening. It means that this Jarvan is gonna be very, very active in the solo lanes early on. You know, it's Jarvan trying to gank for the Yone. They're gonna try and like burn Darkwing's flash early on and get Kaze some early advantages so Kaze can roam. Kaze makes a lot of side lane plays too, even when he's, you know, on a champ like Yone, so we'll see.
All right, I got a new name for it. Let me know if you like this. Shell Shock. Because it's all this artillery
Where's the
flying
shell
in.
coming from?
Well, because that's what it's called, like Shell Shock, you know, back in the day.
Yeah, okay.
But like, and there's all these like shots firing in with all the range. You're getting poked out consistently.
I hear you. I respect the effort, and I'm gonna
keep thinking about it.
We're gonna keep working on it.
We're gonna keep workshopping it then.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the Yone.
Maybe something with Mystic, because Ezreal has Mystic shots, and Karma is a Mystic.
Ooh.
Yeah, it'll be something around there.
Mystic poke machine.
Well, a lot of comps try and build into it with you know, kill lanes. So the Nautilus is a good ban. Nautilus ban so that you don't get like Jarvan gank plus melee support set up for Frosty. Frosty can easily go a. Ooh, they do need another front line. So with Nautilus banned, still got like Leona, Rel type stuff down there.
Twitch chat saying the Mystic Thunder. Do we like Mystic Thunder?
Oh yeah, not
That's
bad.
a good. I like that name actually.
Yeah, it's something with the Mystics, you know. It is definitely is good.
Well, all right. We see this from Rebello a lot. He often plays things like Jhin, things like Ashe to enable the other side of that three-headed dragon, because we see that from those three.
And they're diving too, so Jhin's can fall from super long range. Definitely always a good combo with this. And meanwhile, I like a Cassante here. It's not as good into Rumble as when it is into Rumble that is on a double AP team, because you can just rush Kanik Rookern and then be good into either solo lane. This is one of the rare times where you're going to have to deal with different damage type solo laners here, because they have the patented classic Yone Rumble comp going for them.
It is a terrifying comp when you are able to layer the ult on top of each other. Because you usually think like the J4 hotbot with the Rumble, but we have seen the Rumble Equalizer plus the Yone Fade Seal on top of each other.
You get all three, baby.
Yeah.
And even a Rakan to set them all up. There you go. That's even faster and better engaged than the other melees that we were talking about there. So honestly, I think both teams got a lot of stuff that they wanted. And we're going to have to see if Sentinels can utilize this pushing bottom lane and pushing mid lane. Because by default, your mid lane matchup and your bottom lane matchup should be strong and pushing for Sentinels. And I want to see Hambach here, how he can actually utilize that to get some advantages. Wukong, of course, notorious. You want to get to your level 6 as quickly as possible. Don't necessarily want to waste a lot of time in your first couple of clears.
Even better if you can get to Trinity Force fast also. That's really
yeah, you want to get rich and you want to get experience.
Yeah. Who doesn't, really? Think about it.
Same, true.
Pull an average league player. They'll tell you, play like...
I want that in real life, too.
Yeah?
More experience and richer.
But if you can only pick one, what are you picking, Kobe? Life experience or gold?
Because I spend my money on experiences anyway.
Oh, so just, you know, cut the middleman out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good point. I like that. But wouldn't, if you take gold, you would get both then, because if you spend the money on it.
Wow.
Interesting to think about.
Genius. Philosophical conundrums here with Kangas.
So what you're learning from me is give me the money.
As long as I get a lot of either.
Okay.
Then it's chill.
True. Well, I think we're hoping for a winning experience from LCS side. We need some hopium into our blood now.
We do.
Because that was an 0-2 from C9. We already.
I didn't bring that back up. I had just forgot about that.
Oh yeah. Okay. You know what? it's a new game.
All good.
It's a new feeling. It's a new vibe, Kobe.
It is.
Welcome to the America's
Because you're
Cup.
here instead of Isaac.
Yeah, and this is the first time the two of us are casting together.
It's actually the first time I can recall meeting you.
Yes.
So,
Hi, I'm Steve. Nice to meet you. Sam, right?
Yeah. Let's have some fun watching some League of Legends.
I'm excited. And I'm sure everyone at home is as well. Sentinels versus RED Canids Kalunga. Game 1 starts now.
Can we keep this music the whole time?
This is a vibe.
I actually love it.
It's a
The Champ
bop.
Select music actually is so good for this tournament.
Kobe, I think right as you said it, they took it away.
Just can't have nice things.
Yeah. Maybe they'll bring it back later. All right.
Let's
Again,
go Red.
hometown crowd behind Red, but a lot of folks in our LCS chat, I'm imagining, here cheering on Sentinels. Brazil did strike first, but we have a chance to even it up here at the America's Cup.
We certainly do. All right, so Ward here is good for Red. They're going to see Wukong pathing bottom. I think you would assume Wukong's going to path bottom anyways, but it is always good to get the exact timings so you can have full information here. And like I said, theoretically, should have pushing bottom lane, should have pushing mid lane here for us. So it should start out smooth and allow Wukong, an easy top-down clear. And so you can kind of end your second route towards that side of the map too. And then theoretically, we would be looking for, we would love if there was a bottom side 6-minute Scuttle Crab for our team composition here so that our Wukong can play off of pushing mid, pushing bottom, get the bottom side Scuttle Crab, get the Wukong to level 6, and then get our first dragon. That's like, I just drew up my my dream first 7 minutes of the game here. However,
what happens if it spawns top?
We're playing against Cursed Jarvan, which is scary. So we'll see if that Jarvan can like blow a flash early. You were very, and I think rightfully so, focused on the mid lane matchup. And if Jarvan does get some early ganks on the rise, it might be problematic. And we definitely don't want Kaze to be in a very powerful situation very early on in the game.
Yeah.
That would be a big problem for us.
Bad news for you, Kobe, because from what we've seen of Red, they play fast.
Yeah,
especially when they have a J4, they look for aggressive plays. And already, Curse walking away from the Gromp is looking at a gank bot side. Deadly Flourish lands onto Huhi, and in comes the J4. Kobe, no! It's first blood to Rebello. Rahel will flash back away as I've lost my co-caster to the couch. And Red already finding that early play.
Dude, come on! We know it's first Jarvan, man. Just Ward early. Honestly, though, good. Good.
Yo, fantastic from Curse
Again,
and
really
Rebel
good
Frosty.
gank.
Yeah.
Both teams skinking us bottom, just getting a lot of success.
Oh, actually, Darkwing's winning this immediate trade here as Kaze snaps back. Now Curse finds Hambak in the jungle, has the backup of Frosty, plus Rebello walking up, so Hambak is in some trouble here. Kaze can't walk forward because the Darkwing's threatening, and that's flash from Hambak. Follow up with the flag and drag, but we got Curse! Huhi lands the Q over the wall. It will be traded back as Hambak falls eventually. Kaze with the kill credit. Now Huhi actually chased out. Grand Entrance not going to land. Knockup dodge by Huhi. Equal trades 1 for 1.
As they continue to trade mid, I was like, oh no, bot lane has priority, so this is probably going to look really bad for us. But they trade one back. All good.
We'll take it.
Grab one extra kill here onto the jungler as well.
It was Huhi that got the gold, unfortunately. Meanwhile, Kaze got the gold for RED Canids.
Honestly, though, as this is not bad for the lane, like Karma and Ezreal getting money early, even if Karma gets early money, it is like it's getting more power for our pushing lane. That should be a point of power for like this Dream Scuttle that I'm talking about, the Dream Scuttle and possible Dragon, 6-minute sort of play. But here is where I thought it was a little dicey with Hambak fighting in the river. He is going to flash over right into a follow-up with Curse and Rebello, but Huhi flashes too. He flashes in, he shields up Hambak, and he's able to get the Q kill, and Rebello does use his flash to then also answer for that kill. So maybe, target these blown flashes, this mid lane and bottom lane for both sides using a lot of summoner spells.
And Kaze is trading very aggressively. In that last play, if Darkwings had more mana, he could have stayed longer, but he had to back off. Now, though, Kaze just traded a big chunk of health there, and Darkwing's in a pretty good spot. So let's see, Hambach level 5, and we're still a minute away from that crab spawn.
It's also still not bad because with your bottom lane roaming away from the pushing lane, look at the CS bottom. Our early push was still good. When you go for the gank and you get the gank kill, it's not as big of a gold difference as you would expect, since Rebello did actually get the last hit for the kill. Because of the CS for Rahel, however, does get a little bit of a chunk here. Nice extra combo from the red bottom lane.
From Huhi, in comes Curse from behind. They don't spot it yet. And now the J4 on Vision. No flash on the bot laners, but Huhi with the sidestep still gets knocked up and taken down. Curse with another kill for Red Canids.
Yeah, keep targeting bottom lane. Keep getting some successful ganks here. Good job by Red. Oh, man. Oh, Wukong here. Maybe get a Constellation Dragon. Sneak into the back with the W.
But the Scuttle Crab is spawning on the top half of
It's all good, though. Now that the junglers, like, reset after their plays, there's not going to be the big, like, snowball into, extra big play. So at least we get the dragon, and
it's something.
And we'll see.
And we still have the CS advantage bot side because Rahel has been able to go deathless so far. Huhi's dropped twice, but Rahel has been getting the wave. That's a good point there, that even though there's a kill and 2 assists for Rebello, it's not even a kill's worth of gold lead for him right now.
Yeah, true. Darkwing's getting the extra vision. Just perfect timing now on the Jarvan clear. Let's see. I mean, who are you just trying to help Darkwings get pushed so we can get mid-roam?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like we actually can go for the Scuttle Crab top, too.
Yeah, we got mid-lane push. Helps out a lot with that.
Yep. He's making sure the Darkwings can keep that in, and no contest from Kerr. So Hambach will get the Dragon, and we'll get the second Scuttle Crab. And Kobe, we now have a Wukong level 6, has the ultimate available, can look to start making action happen. As action in the mid lane, nice sidestep from Darkwing.
So Darkwings had just dodged the earlier Q that was charged up from Yone too. So back-to-back dodges from Darkwings. Huhi comes back for a little chunk too. Hey, you are worried about Darkwings versus Kaze, and the Darkwings has had some good movement so far. Dodges the Q knock-up, dodges the ultimate here. Just popping Ghost. It's a very efficient, cooldown trade there.
He unsealed his fate. Did not land right there. And also dodged the Dragon's Claws in the 3-headed Dragon composition. I think it's thematic. We got the Fire Breath from Rumble. We got the Claws from Yone. We got the Wings from Rakan. There we go. It's all coming together here, Kobe.
I like it. Look at all the bars are red, too, because both teams are red.
It's actually not. I've never seen that before.
That's kind of crazy.
That's not going to get confusing at all. Okay, Darkwings again with a nice little chunk here in the mid lane, but Curse is coming in from behind. That splash available. Is able to size up the knock-up into the Cataclysm, though. Can't get out of that one, and will fall. And now Hambach does join up, but I don't know how much he can actually get done here. Curse can just walk away.
So Darkwings again had good movement, but
we're actually going to go with the Cyclone. Hui's coming in from behind, but it's only support to back up the Wukong, and Hambach will not find anything.
Yeah, Darkwings had good movement to dodge, but then he flashed early when Jarvan still has ult, so you never can get out of it. Yeah.
I mean, maybe you can try to realm more, but you were getting chunked too much.
Yeah. I think what he thought is that they didn't have a ward in that brush.
Oh, yeah, could be.
But they had vision in there too.
All out use. FNB is able to get back to the turret, but Impact put him in an awkward spot here. Equalizer will go down onto the wave, and FNB will just clear that out. Presumably go for a reset.
Okay, 1,000 gold lead for Red. However, all the objectives for Sentinels, because Hambach has been cleaning up the extra objectives after somebody on Sentinels dies. You know, bot lane died, then he gets Dragon, mid lane dies, then he gets Grubs. So we'll see about the next few minutes. Again, I still think they should focus on stacking Dragons for Sentinels. Rahel down here. See what they can do on the Ezreal.
We got 2 minutes until that, so I imagine we'll have some completed items. I'm looking at, Yone in laning phase, not the most threatening thing, but once he gets that first item, which he's already got Vampiric Scepter plus the recurve bow, once he gets to that Bork, it's actually a little scarier to try and contest that. A little! smidge, and he's got 2 kills as well, so he's probably going to have that completed by the time this dragon spawns. So it's not going to be a cakewalk for Sentinels to try and take that.
No, it is. It is not going to be a cakewalk. It is going to be a walk over hot coals. It's very dangerous.
Have you ever done that before?
But if you've trained for it, not so bad.
Yeah.
All right, Hambach here gets the level up off Krugs. Does this mean anything? Are we actually going to fight? Nobody wants to fight over the tri-brush there, so it's not going to turn anything just quite yet. Hambach just gets his reset preemptively here. Still a full minute before the dragon, so you can just go clear your top side as Hambach. So I like that. You get the efficient recall, go clear top side. Then if they want to fight it, try and work your way in from mid lane. And honestly, I don't think you're going to have a Bork breakpoint before the dragon.
Yeah, I mean, if Kaze doesn't have Bork, then this is a much higher chance that Sentinels can actually take this.
It's usually pretty hard to rush to it if you spend your money on shoes.
True, yeah, you did get the tier 2.
By the timing for second dragon.
Yeah. Despite having that early influx of gold from the 2 kills, taking that stopgap means that maybe there is another window here. It's 25 seconds for Sentinels, and we do see Hambach clearing the top camp so we can start passing towards that objective on the bottom side. They're shoved in bot lane, though. Right now, Rebello and Frosty are getting the shove in as Rahel will go for a reset. 10 seconds now on the dragon.
All right. Let's see. Mid lane, trying to rotate over already. Darkwings and Hambach here with the sweeper.
Maybe they're just going to look at Kaze. If they can get a kill here, or at least his ult out before the dragon fight, would be a nice little timer, but Hambach will back away instead.
Yeah, Hambach sees the support roam at the moment. It's pretty good vision from Red on bottom side, and since Jarvan is ganking top side, you know, Sentinels are assuming that the jungler is bottom side, but Impact's going to get ganked.
He's the Pathmaker already, so the Flag and Drag will land the knock up. He's able to buffer it with the jump, and now Impact low on health is just going to try and buy as much time as possible. Uses the all-out, flashes out of the Cataclysm, and is making Red work for it as they just can't kill this Kazante fast enough. He will eventually go down. Who gets the credit? It is FNB roasting him up, but that was so much time topside. Sentinels get the dragon in trade.
Okay, so Impact decides to use his flash and his ulti. Wait a second, Rahel has to flash as well. So he tries to delay there and tries to get down towards mid lane. In the end, they chase him down anyways, though, and FNB didn't have to flash. You know, Curse didn't have to flash. They know, you know, we can just walk him down and chase, and we'll still be able to push the wave in afterwards. I like this too. Just drop the equalizer on the wave. Another wave deleted.
Yeah. That's Kaze again going in onto Darkwings, who he has just been in this mid lane so often. And like, this is I think the trademark of who he is such a support. He will get around the map and make sure that his team is safe, and he's backing up Darkwings as he's now picked up his first item. Still no Bork completed here on Kaze.
Yeah, I always love it when Karma sports roam like that, because people always think, Enchanter supports, yeah, you can't make like, you know, big roam plays just because you don't have like a range stun or something to go gank someone. But if you just go to a melee opponent's lane and just throw out a couple Qs at them, and, you know, mantra Qs and get some poke damage and just keep this, you know, keep poking at the Yone, then you can keep getting some extra push for mid lane. Yeah. I will say, though, Kaze's done a very good job. His CS is fine, and he got those 2 kills with extra credit. So, Blade of the Rune King done. Kaze is going to be very scary the next time we fight.
And he's actually lane swapped because the, you know, top and mid have finished their objectives. The little side quests, and now we got the Yone into the K'Sante.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about in Champ Select when we were like, well, usually you slam the K'Sante versus the Rumble with, like, you know, any other AP
Rise
threat.
And Azir, yeah.
Because the Kandak Rooker now is not going to do much at all for you versus the Yone in your lane. So Yone swapping into a K'Sante lane here after Blade of the Rune King. Yeah, you can just get full priority over that lane in Impact now.
And now he finds himself alone in the river. All of Red's collapsing in on top of him, and he is just chain CC'd to death. Impact taken out of the fight, and Red with a 6th kill.
Yeah, it's just really smart from Red. You know, the objectives on this side of the map as well. 35 seconds on the Rift Herald, so just pressure Impact again. He had no flash. Now here we go.
And now we're just getting straight in. Remember what we were talking about Enchanter supports, Kobe? They're not the best at making the plays in the mid lane. They're meant to kind of poke you out. think Hui was a little far forward there. He gets CC'd to death as well.
Oh, Gargus.
Uh-oh. Should I go? Am I actually the curse here? I feel like we kind of established that in the first 2 games.
Yeah.
I took the hat off, put it back on for a bit. I don't know what to do at this point.
It's not looking good for us.
Maybe I need to change my socks. Maybe that's...
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Superstitious. We do got to rely on some superstition because it's looking rough again. Honestly, and these are really good choices from Red, like we were just going to talk about. You get your really good matchup topside. Impact doesn't have flash, and they punish him again. A huge influx of gold again. They got first tower bonus, and the Rift Herald's going to be spawning on that side of the map, so they can just pick this one up right afterwards. So now you get another big chunk out of another tower guaranteed with this Rift Herald, and you just open up the map so effectively here for your Yone Rumble composition. These things are very easy to use.
Yeah.
Slam your engage. You've got Rakan and Jarvan both can easily start this off from very long ranges, and then you just follow up with Yone ult, slaps them together on a Rumble ultimate, just annihilate the entire team. So Red checking all the boxes for this nice Wombo comp, and they're set up to fight the next few dragons with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, Sentinels got the first 2, but this next one in a minute going to be much, much harder to actually contest. And I got to give credit to Red. I mean, they are playing this game fantastic as they're looking at a dive onto Darkwings, who he is there to back him up. So Curse will flag and drag to safety over the wall, and Red will call it off. But talking with 4x4, one of the English unofficial casters for CBLOL, he had mentioned that from a lot of people's perspective, Red were the favorites to win, and they were the ones that most of the casters and community were excited about sending a first stand. It was a bit of a surprise that they weren't able to close it out and that Loud took it instead. So I think we're seeing hints of that. Like, Red are playing good. They have this high-tempo gameplay style, and they're executing their champs well.
Yeah, I like this too, controlling the jungle. Looking for a pick opportunity. Curse is on a ward though, so we're gonna get at least something.
He's very far forward. Now the Realm Warp will come in from Darkwings. Hambak looks to continue the chase. Teleport in. We are full committing to punishing Curse for the jungle invade. We get the shutdown. We get the pick. Sentinels now have Kaze that just teleported and immediately flashes away. So a pick for Sentinels as the Dragon's up, and that's the jungler.
So they had swept so much of the jungle, but not into the Red Brush ward, and it actually gives us an opening. No jungle for Red. We got it. We got to start this.
We used a lot of ults, but we didn't use Impact's ult. So All Out is a great tool for Sentinels to just keep Red out of the pit, keep them away from contesting. Hambak is low, but it does not look like Red will find an angle in, and that is third dragon secured for Sentinels, as now we have the all-out from Impact onto Kaze, pulling it back towards the team curtain call to slow down the retreat, and Darkwings flashes away. Impact will walk back to try and tank it up, and will absorb the 4th shot. We got out of there.
Kangas, honestly, now we've got a really big moment to look forward to. 4.5 minutes for Infernal Soul. Like, that's a really early soul, man.
Yeah, I'm not changing my socks anymore. I'm feeling good about these socks.
I'm glad that he changed his name to Curse.
Yeah?
And then went and sat on the ward.
Better to be Cursed than Doom.
I like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Giving us some hope.
There is still gold lead for Red, though, so it is hope. But
Yone
we will need to get that.
Is still scary.
We need to get the 4th dragon.
If they get a team fight where they're looking at us at the beginning and they can have Rakan engage, and Yone doesn't have to teleport into the fight late and then get chunked out immediately, yeah, okay, yeah, for sure.
And dragons notably have True Sight. I'm just saying, if you're a D&D fan.
But it wasn't, because we get the early initiative here. Doing a lot of work, and so they're able to move over. We of course get our first kill, and then with Yone teleporting in right in the middle after we already got our kill, we can chunk him out as well. And so there's going to be no flash on Kaze. That is definitely making it a lot more playable here.
Back into roasted here by FNB, but should be able to get out just fine. As the equalizer will go down, he has a turret to escape to. I don't think that there's any danger of him dying. He did pick up all of that early magic resist, but he is still roasted. Third and Topaz Strike, not going to pull FNB back. Kobe, I got a question. So we got the Dragon Flame from Rumble, we got the Claws from Yone, we got the Wings from Rumble. What's the J4 in this dragon analogy? The 3-headed dragon.
He's the Dragon Rider.
He's the Dragon Rider. Ooh, I like that a lot. And Rebello is like the squire on the ground carrying the gear. Yeah. Throwing out those W's.
Yeah, yep. He's got the lance.
Yeah.
Okay, so split push, we do end up grabbing the top side tower in exchange for bot side push. I don't think there's any punish here. Yeah. So nice little taper off.
Yeah.
They're chopping down on that gold lead a little bit.
Down to under 2K. Why are we looking at Huhi? Okay, no, there's nobody near
clearing
him.
wards, you know.
It made me scary. When we look at Enchanter's report from only Blue Vision,
True.
I immediately start to panic.
All right, 2-item Yone, though. So Shield Bow is on Kaze as well. Extra survivability there. Again, if he doesn't have to teleport into a fight and into the middle of people and like flash out, it definitely will look a bit more dangerous. But Sentinels get some good setup here.
Yeah.
Darkwings, of course, just kind of looking, fishing around, throw a Realm Warp, see if you can get a long chase or anything. Another ward.
Oh, we're TPing in. I mean, Hambach wants to lock down Curse again. He's waiting over the wall for the eventual flag and drag. Ooh, the W from Jin not gonna land, and that is a successful pick from Sentinels. The Dragon Rider has been slain.
The wards, Kangas, the wards.
Yeah.
We are winning through wards. North American wards.
Vision's important, everybody. Play like Sentinels, because it can maybe get them a Baron after the fact. There's no smite contest. Red will teleport FNB in. Deep flank from Kaze. They're going to look for the team fight. Maybe after the Baron goes down, it will be a Baron secure, but Kaze, the Yone, is there with 2 items picked up. Fate Seal's available, but they already lost Frosty. Fate Seal will land. It's a trade for Hui, but that's not a great trade for Red. They lose their mid laner. They lose their support. All for our support, and that is a Baron plus a 2-for-1 in favor of Sentinels.
Take it all back, Kangas. You're not a curse.
The hat came up. That was
the hat.
It helped. It helped a lot.
We figured it out.
Yep.
Honestly, though, these wards. I mean, that ward up in the side brush over here. I did a PSA where I was like, in the current season, you have to always assume that anywhere that there is usually a Phaelite, people just leave wards.
There's gonna be a ward,
People leave wards there all the time. But, you know, another one, and then we had some acting around that caused us to get an early wraparound kill onto Jarvan, which led to this whole thing. But, you know, we had another situation where Red were down a member for the team fight, and it was their jungler, so we got to get the Baron. We finish off the Baron, and then by the time the Yone does go in and get the ult, Red didn't get to put all their pieces together, so it was perfect for us. Getting the early jumps on all of these plays.
Now we have 10 seconds till the next Dragon, Kobe. The job's not done. Sentinels still need to get this soul.
Yeah, it's only just begun. All right, starts with the blue buff though. Let's see.
Unbox contesting it right now. Probably not going to want to try and smite seal this away, and actually will. So smite used, but Red can't even get into the pit right now. Curse is actually over the walls there. Flag and drags back to safety. Frosty using the battle dance to get away, and a nice 2-shot barrage from the Ezreal will get that poke. Rahel pushes back Red. And now they got to try and find a way into the Dragon Pit. I don't think they can find a way, so look at that. The Mystic Thunder coming in here from Sentinels to secure themselves a Dragon Soul.
And Hambach as well, you know, he had 2 charges of his smite, so they push him out, and like they clear out all the vision through this jungle. No way you can get in. Baron buff still on Sentinels, so they're pushing 2 lanes here. Ezreal very comfortable holding the mid lane.
They got the gold lead. We got Dragon Soul. Sentinels got the gold lead, finally brought it back.
Wards,
well done,
baby. Okay, here we go. Red are looking for a pincer play. Rahel could just kite down.
Yeah, hard to get onto an Ezreal, especially with Karma behind him, but there comes the flag and drag, not gonna land the knockup, and he flashes over the wall, but the Fate Seal from Kaze will do just that for Rahel. Ezreal shut down. Now Curse goes in with the Cataclysm straight into all members of Sentinels, and we'll accept that gift. Cyclone used by Hambach, lockdown Frosty, battle dances back to safety with the W grand entrance, and now Red don't have a great engage tool anymore. anymore. The Yone holds down, will hit the third Mortal Steel right there, but Kaze taking a lot of damage on the front line. Hamba got a killing spree now, picks up that one. Sentinels are winning another fight with the flash from Dark Wings to clean up the third.
Yeah, they just try to get too much after they get their pick. Because Yone had E'd and then R'd over the wall, they're not going to be able to follow for any more chase down kills. So big punish from Sentinels on the over chase from Red. They got a good pick onto Rahel, but that is not worth for them. And Sentinels are going to take your jungle afterwards too. We've got a very fed Hambach here in addition to Rahel's Ezreal. So even after the shutdown, it's fine.
Kobe, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about this.
So again, he E's and then ults. Yep. So even though Yone is like, oh, Yone's right with us, it's fake because he has to snap back over the wall.
Snap back to reality. Oop, there goes Curse. Yeah, he went a little hypey there with the Cataclysm. If Red had just taken the pick and then backed off, they maybe find another angle to then like
maybe
get something else after.
With Jin, try and root him, poke him.
Dragons go in, Kobe. 300 Dragons not known for kiting back.
The heads weren't talking to each other.
True.
Yeah.
One of them got distracted over this way.
This is a really controlled game from Sentinels, of course. Yeah, and our highlights, our post-game highlights are probably going to be looking at who put both the wards that caused us to pick Jarvan twice.
Oh, yeah, that's a good call.
We'll go investigate.
Yeah.
Whoever put those wards is going to get player of the game.
I was just going to say, should they get player of the game afterwards then? Because those have been back-to-back big plays for Sentinels. And at this point, Impact has the
Sentinels is the only NA hope. Do you see that chat already? That was so early. It's so early on.
There is a lower bracket,
guys.
There's
a lower bracket. Cloud9 got more chances.
We already gave all the cope. You know, they're jet-lagged. They were a little emotional from the Lion loss. They got to bounce back now. They could still run the lower bracket. We'll see.
It would look pretty convincing, though, the losses in the last series.
Fun fact, our producer Zeus actually made the point that C9 have not won since Thanatos got player of the game.
True. That's the true curse
That's the curse.
It's usually what you want most, you know?
Monkey paw.
Exactly.
Yeah. The monkey paw. He finally got it, but it wasn't.
So I guess that means we're to blame. Production is to blame. Because we gave the player of the game.
Welcome to the party, Kobe. I get blamed for everything.
Holy
now
moly,
you
it
know
does
what
all
it feels
come back
like.
to us.
Yeah.
All right, Sentinels, finish the job here. It looks so good for them. Now with Infernal Soul, with the gold lead, you can just push side lanes. You have really, really good setup. And if they just keep up their vision, you're not going to get this Dream Wombo combo from Red. Just target Frosty. Always got to mark the enemy engager, the biggest enemy engager.
Stop
the Jarvan
wings.
and the Rakan, and Rakan is very squishy, buddy. So
True. Yeah. Especially if you're able to just like cyclone as he's going in, just like immediately lock him up and then throw damage. The damage dealers have their spikes as well. Like 3 items Ezreal, 3 items on the Rise. Working on that 4th.
I don't know. Anytime there's a 3-item Yone, though, I do get a little nervous.
It's true. It can get scary out there. Infinity Edge completed now. And Red are not out of this by any stretch. They're behind, down but not out, as now they find the engage here onto Dark Wings. He has the Seeker's Arm Guard, so we will go into the stasis. Frosty's still alive right now. The re-engage back onto Dark Wings to try to take down the Rise. Cannot get him, as Kaze lands a nice triple knockup, but now he's in some trouble. Impact trying to buy the space for them. Is that me in the stasis? Now still alive, shutdown for Kaze. Red are actually holding the line in this fight. It's 3 members up for Sentinels, 4 for Red still, as now their AD carry goes forward. Dark Wings has to flash back, has Hui in his back pocket. Karma trying to keep his mid laner safe, and Red low health bars. I don't know how much more they can get right now.
We were kind of desynced on that. If Dark Wings clearly wanted to outplay with his flash, but Hambach was like wrapped around the other side of that wall. Man, I mean, we need comms listening to be sure, but it might be a situation where you would benefit from everyone speaking the same language.
28 minutes, 27:30 to 28. Let's remember that, because afterwards maybe we can take another look to see how close it could have been if they had been on the same page.
Yeah, because honestly, I'm down to try and outplay with flash, but if both try and outplay at the same time, and I don't know about the cooldown that was on Wukong W, but if you have Wukong W and Rise Flash, I'm down to outplay.
Well, right now, Sentinels, yeah, they lost that trade, but they're going straight back to Baron. The game of vision yet again, but Red are pretty far away. They got to get back up there. That's a TP coming from Kaze into the mid lane, but we are burning it fast, and we got it. Baron secured for Sentinels as they will realm warp back to the mid lane. Red cannot even find a contest. Oh! True shot barrage on the 4. Red feeling the thunder now.
I always get a little nervous when we're rushing into Barons, but that was great. That was great timing. We had the extra person advantage, and now we can try and parlay our Baron into an Elder Dragon, Kangas.
Elder's the name of the game here, but it could be a smite fight. Hombox on the flank right now, has the blast cone. FNB on a deep flank from Red. So far, doesn't seem like Sentinels to spot him out. Now he will see him.
I mean, this gotta be good for us. Rumble's pushed out of the entire fight right now.
It's Rise holding him back now. His curse is down to half health.
Hambach.
As long as Sentinels don't give him the opportunity to get in there, a flash Cyclone engage from Hambach onto 3 members. Will follow up now. The Yone, will turn it back around for Red, but what an Antofo strike from Impact. Pulls back onto the 3. Top laner for Sentinels shows up huge in that fight.
That was huge. Impact pretty big there. That's going to ensure we get the dragon. They assassinate our jungler, but we got 2 for it.
Yeah.
Yone goes down on top.
That was crucial that Impact was able to find that 3-man Antofo strike right there. Because if Hambach dies and we don't kill Curse, that's really dicey at that point to actually try and keep fighting around the dragon.
Yeah, big stuff. I mean, we got the Baron, we got the Elder. The 2 mega game-ending buffs here. So Sentinels looking like they might be the first North American team on the board, Kangas. Don't celebrate too early, though, buddy.
True. I have an extra pair of socks ready to go if we need them.
Well, if they win, we're not changing anything,
That's what I'm saying, but just in case.
Okay.
Just in case.
Let's see. So Cyclone, knock up, and then Impact. Here we go. It's after they get knocked out of it. Huge. And it's like just the edge of it, too, on the end. Charged up Q through everybody.
Yeah. One, it looks like the J4 is actually already past him, but still, he's able to pull back the Yone, which was a crucial member. We talked about how strong the Yone is in these late game scenarios. And Kaze was not able to get enough done. It was a great fate seal to kill Hambach, but now Sentinels continue the siege. They have the Baron, they got the Elder Dragon, they got the Dragon Soul, the 3-headed dragon composition with 0 dragons to their name. As Sentinels are just going to need to march these ways forward to close out this game.
Should be pretty easy when you got Elder and Baron. Ain't no way Red can really contest any of that. Elder's still up, so they're trying to deal with these Baroned up minions, but look at that. Even with the Jhin ulti, doesn't clear that many of the minions.
Kill a couple of range minions. There's still 2 cannon minions up as 2 members of Sentinels will take out that mid turret. First Nexus turret will fall now. As Sentinels come on, we just got to get across the finish line right here. Flash engage with Cataclysm. Desperation from Red as they will lose their jungle. But now before they take down Darkwings. Not a bad look for Red to start things off there. It's a 4-4 fight still as Kaze just get peppered down. The Elder Dragon almost killing him, but now Hambach could be in some trouble here as Impact trying to buy his space on that front line. FNB goes to the stasis. Kaze's still alive. Kaze's able to get a kill on Impact. Red are holding the line. It's all about Red. The outplays on the Ezreal. Shut that dragon down. Double kill to Rahel as Sentinels will get NA on the board. They'll get LCS across the finish line, and they'll pick up a Game 1 win against CBLOL.
What the Rahel? Let's go with the Elder at the end. Player.
Hello and welcome back, everybody. As we have another swap at the caster desk. It is now
that's right. You do that intro.
And Azale, aka Asgas.
Asgas.
Yep.
Asgas and Asby. Turns out if you just put As at the start, it's just a stupid name.
When it's you and Flowers, it's Azers.
Nah, that one doesn't work.
No?
No.
Nah, it's actually not nearly as funny.
No, it's not that funny.
Flowale. That's kind of funny.
Flowale. Why do we cut Captain out?
Oh, you think we should include that?
I mean, that's the first part of his name.
True, but everyone just calls him Flowers mostly.
We're gonna workshop this.
Okay, we'll figure it out. He's not even here. We'll let him join in the conversation.
Yeah.
Point is, we got Asgas right now, and point is,
speak for yourself, buddy.
On the board.
I don't have any of that.
Look, I got a condition.
Maybe you should move a little further away from me on the couch if you have that.
I gotta go see a specialist.
Sentinels sounds like a medical problem.
Got a game number 1, baby. They're not gas.
No, none of that.
Or they're all gas. Sometimes gas is good, sometimes it's bad. Depends on the context.
Gas, no brakes.
Well, there were a couple of breaks in the early game of that
were.
game number 1.
Ooh.
They actually did lose the early game, but they were able to bring it back with Dragon stacking and some clutch
gonna get some.
Visions plays. Now we got Pantheon locked in.
Talija. Where are we coming? Are we going to get, yeah, okay, Xin Zhao, the jungler that everyone picks. All right. I'm assuming we just get Taliyah and then we probably match bot, unless there's like a blind top that Impact really wants to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is pretty good. I mean, I was excited when we got Taliyah Vi last game, though, last series, I should say, and that one did not work out for us. But Hanbok played a good game, I think. I think the early games, though, pretty shaky from the NA teams, both series.
Yep.
I mean, C9 has
not won an early game
games. Yeah. And this one was tough last game, too.
But if any jungler can do it and can answer the Xin Zhao, I like that something like a Pantheon. I feel like he's so powerful and oppressive if you're able to counter gank something like a Xin Zhao or even find your own gank. Yeah. If you get pushed in any wave, you can also, you know, win those scuttle contests.
I mean, Pantheon, I think, is just generically really strong, right? You have, it's one of the champions that I think it's pretty unique that you can threaten level 3s really, really effectively. You can win early duels. You can power farm to 6.
It's almost impossible to outsmite fight you.
And all of those strategies are all effective. Yeah. You're super powerful early game, but yet you don't really fall off late game because of the Aegis Assault, right? Like the fact that you just block damage directionally allows you to scale in a way similar to Xin Zhao with Crescent Guard. So I think he is kind of unique in that way. I am expecting Taliyah to get banned out. They're going to ban Renekton, which is obviously another great Pantheon pairing. I'm still expecting the Taliyah ban. If you don't ban Taliyah or you're not going to pick Taliyah away or something, then I feel like for Sentinels, they have to be a little bit suspicious because I feel like you are kind of laying a trap at that point where you're saying, okay, we know you're going to go that, and we're going to have something ready for it. The question would be, what would you go for? Because generally, you would think about some of these aggressive matchups. Obviously, the Yone's already gone, the Akali's gone, the Ahri's gone, so they're taking away a lot of these champions that could potentially threaten the Taliyah.
Yeah, and you already banned the Orianna from Red's side, so maybe they take it themselves. No, they're going to save counterpick for Kaze. Kaze loves those melee champions. I don't know like how many are left. Like Silas doesn't feel like it would be crazy here.
No, not in Taliyah. I mean, that's the thing. You can do some of the more just kind of like long range champions into it. You know, some people in solo queue will play things like Xerath and Vel'Koz and like just kind of outrange you and poke you, but I'm not really expecting that. I think at this point we're just going to get something standard. I wouldn't be surprised to see Kaze play like Victor or something boring like that as an answer, and just kind of try to lock Taliyah in lane. I mean, let's be honest, it's Victor, buddy.
You don't think it's a high action mid lane matchup?
No, it's not a high octane matchup.
You haven't seen my Victor then, let me tell you. If I'm not DPing level 2, I'm doing my lane wrong.
It's high action for the minions. Let's put it that way.
True,
you know,
There's gonna be
they're
so
fighting
many
for their
slaughtered.
lives out there, but no one cares. No one cares about the insignificant lives of the minions.
I care for
LeBlanc, okay,
I'm
that's spicy. So that's a cool pick. Going to be bringing that out.
Oh, that is actually pretty spicy.
It's not the best setup, right? Like there's not any like crazy setup for him. You don't have any CC coming out of the jungle, but obviously you could try to go forward. You're distorting in, you're trying to land the chains, and then you set that up for the wind becomes lightning. Xin follows in. Your 2v2 is going to be pretty strong for sure. But that's a pretty spicy counter pick. Impact going to be able to get Kennen. I would honestly be super down for Ignite Kennen. I don't know if he's going to go that hard, but I do think combat summoners are super underutilized still in pro play and top lane. I've been talking about that since before the season started. I really felt like with the home guard changes and with the role quest giving you free TP, that combat summoners should become the evolution. We got to see that sometimes, like with ranged top laners, you get to see that. Obviously with Dokla, who's playing, you know, Barrier Varus, and he's playing Ghost Vayne. That worked really, really well in the LCS playoffs. We have seen Photon bring out Ignite Kennen.
It's very popular in the LEC as well as in the top lane. Specifically into Renekton, that was like the most popular. But I imagine it's similar to the Ambessa. It's just maybe a little easier for the Ambessa to get on top of you. And even then, I think it's probably about the same.
I think it's pretty similar, yeah. I mean, Ambessa has a lot of mobility, sustained mobility, you know, compared to the Renekton, so you definitely do have more mobility. And you have the ultimate, obviously, to close the gap there as well, so I agree with you. It is easier to close the gap, but it's the same principle, right? You are a range versus melee matchup. You are trying to poke down and harass and be able to threaten all ends. If you can keep the melee champion low, I mean, the recourse for melee champions in melee versus range is to threaten all in. And if you're low health and you're pinned under your tower, it's very hard to do that. And if they have Ignite, it's very hard to win the all in. So that's why I think that can be quite strong. I don't know if Impact is the guy to go for it, but we have seen Photon do it. We've seen Flandra play Ignite Rumble in the LPL. There's top laners that are obviously down. Yeah,
eyes will be on top lane from Sentinel's POV, but from Red's POV, It's Kaze's world, and we're just living in it. This guy's champ pool, this guy's play style is the defining style of RED Canids Kalunga. He gets a LeBlanc, something I've not seen in quite a while. We'll have to see how it plays into the Taliyah, but either way, I think we're in for a show.
Do you think that's some guy's head that's buried, or is it just rocks that look like a head?
Oh, I think it's like an ancient, you know, pillar or like statue that's
like, is he alive and he's
kind
just
of
stuck
buried.
there?
I think Taliyah probably had something to do with
Kaze
it.
level 1. This is actually spicy. He's probably going to distort and just try to get a big chunk.
I mean, oh, they actually go for the chains first. That's flash out of Hui to start off laning phase.
And he used the Ignite bot lane as well. So that is actually super spicy. I kind of love it. I mean, it is going to be a lot worse for his 1v1. Darkwing should be sitting here and trying to zone him with a threaded volley.
Yeah.
So that is kind of the recourse. You're trying to keep him away to see if you can make him miss XP. I don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately. But that was great. I mean, he goes down. I thought it was just going to be distort forward, get a little bit chunk, but he uses the Ignite. He gets both summons off Hui, and now you've relieved pressure in what should be a winning 2v2 for Sentinels. So I think that's actually really, really clever. Yeah, you hurt your lane some, but honestly, who cares? Because you have Lulu and Yunara down on the bot side that are supposed to be getting bullied by Corki and Nami, and now it's really, really scary. And if you start pushing and you win the 2v2, well, Curse could show up and you could die, just like last game.
Yeah, and we saw them do that last game as the Ezreal Karma. Corki, Nami potentially able to get that priority as well. But right now it's Rebello and Frosty with the lane shoving in instead, who he is playing very far back. And as we come back to top lane, half health bar for FNB. I think that we're going to see a lot of that with this ranged matchup advantage.
That is definitely the hope. Impact is not going super spicy. He's not going to be playing the Ignite. He is playing just TP, some more standard. Obviously, it's still a trade-off. It's not like just purely good because your TP cooldown is a lot longer and you don't get the TP shield, which is quite valuable on team fighting top laners because obviously you're TPing in, it lasts 30 seconds, but if you get that flanking TP in the midst of the whole team, you have basically this like fat steric shield for free, right?
Yeah.
So
and if Mbessa doesn't have specifically ult, there's no CC to stop you in the kit there. So yeah, we'll have to keep our eyes up there to see how it keeps going for FNB, but the bot lane's still shoved in. Top lane shoved in for Sentinels as junglers are pathing towards the bottom half together. FNB is going to be all alone up here for a little while longer.
Yeah, it's also going to be solo AP for LeBlanc, which is always what you want when you are playing, you know, these AP assassins. You want to have all of their AD threats so that you can't get a lot of value out of, you know, going early MR. Otherwise, people are just going to rush early Merc Treads in the matchup or go Maw or go for a barrier or whatever. Just kind of some of this defensive stuff that can shut down a lot of the pressure that you're trying to go for here. As FNB taking the bad end of that trade, kind of how it's going to be in these types of matchups. You just use the Mbessa W to try to absorb as much damage as possible. And you have to be really careful about what minions you fight for. You have to just choose, all right, what ones am I actually going to give up? What ones am I going to fight for? Because sometimes even if you get the minions, you give up too much health, which is going to cost, you know, more loss later.
Yeah, and 19 deficit already. Misses that one's going to miss another melee. There's
Shouldn't
one.
be this bad.
So 1 out of 3 melees picked up. Yeah, FNB is struggling in that top lane to pick up any amount of CS.
Yeah, it definitely shouldn't be going that bad. I mean, it's going really, really bad for FNB. And I think that is one of the things where if you're not comfortable in a matchup and you make a mistake, you start taking too much damage. And if you're not actually ever trading back, then Impact's never going to have to get very scared. Nice gank.
Yeah, Hui just walks up to the mid lane. We've seen Nami's do this a lot, actually, this year, where you just come in for one little quick roam, throw out a W, heal up your mid laner, and get some poke on the enemy.
I got scared because I saw Curse. The mid lane, the GOAT, the early game GOAT.
Well, we did learn, I don't know how much you were listening to me and Kobe, that Curse is less of a...
I'm always listening.
You're always listening?
Always.
Noted.
Not watching, though, because I'm not creepy like that. Just listening.
Curse is arguably less intimidating than Doom, right? Like, wouldn't you rather be cursed than doomed?
Well, it depends what the curse is.
But a curse implies you can, like, uncurse it, right? Like, a curse is usually
if it's an undispellable curse that, you know, dooms your entire bloodline to poverty and famine.
Find a higher level wizard. I don't know. Just find somebody to help you. Or cleric. I'm trying to think what class uncurses.
I feel like Doom sounds more finite, you know? So maybe it's like, at least if you're doomed, it's over quick. Like the C9 series.
C9 was, they were pretty doomed.
They were doomed.
True.
But they didn't have to suffer because they weren't cursed.
Yeah. Also, Hambog right now flashing away from Curse. And that was a flash follow-up from the Xinjiao. Now Frosty roaming up here as well. Darkwing's pretty low on mana here, but they find big damage onto Curse. He's got Kaze over the wall, still alive for right now. Aegis Assault to keep Hambach safe, and his first blood to Hambach, plus Impact walking all the way down. Slicey Maelstrom, flash from Darkwings, couple autos. The shield on Kaze will not keep him alive. That's 2 on the board for Sentinels.
Damn, that was a super good roam from Impact, actually.
Yeah.
That was really, really, really good. He did not TP there. He walked there, knowing that the fight could be breaking out. So yeah, you relieve a little bit of pressure for FMB, but this is not a matchup where you just keep bullying the side lane for the whole game, right? It's a matchup where you bully early, you get your items, and then you're transferring that into a team fight anyway. So I love this from Impact. He holds his TP, walks to the fight, gets a good ulti down. They win that fight. They're now 2.3k up, and he TP's back top, still up 17 CS.
Yeah.
So this is a sick game from Impact. After last one, he was getting picked on a little bit early, was kind of in some bad spots, honestly, and died a few times when he shouldn't have. This is a brilliant start.
I think he heard you talking smack about not taking Ignite. He's like, no, let me show you how to maximize the TP. Let's get another look at that. Because yeah, he walks from base now. Like, they can tell we have a support in the jungle here contesting.
Exactly, because they weren't doomed. They were only cursed.
True. They were able to reverse it.
But that was a really good Aegis Assault from Hambach. He held that a long time and waited until the LeBlanc came over the wall. If he just wastes that early, I think it's a very, very different fight. The timing was great. Sentinels, not only did Impact roam really fast, but their bot lane roam really, really fast. So well played by Sentinels. They will lose the dragon, but not a big deal.
Hambach's in the top jungle, just taking away a red buff. Might be able to look for more, but at least it's a buff for the dragon.
Yeah.
As it's also a gold lead for Sentinels. This is the first early game that they've won. FMB is going to check it. We'll see, but will not be able to stop.
I don't know. He has no flash, so I would be ulting out of there if I was Hambach.
Yeah, and now he's in some trouble. Has the Weaver's Wall back up from Darkwings. Still Aegis Assault used. Public Execution to lock him down. Aegis Assault absorbs all the damage. It is a trade of kills 1-for-1 as the junglers go down. Impact flashing forward with the Slicey Maelstrom, and Frosty will fall. That is 2-for-1 trade in favor of Sentinels.
Okay, okay, nicely done. You know, I definitely thought the Hambach was gonna get into too bad of a spot. I thought he was just gonna walk into the brush and just ult out.
Yeah.
Because he had no flash, there was no blast cone, and you see the Kaze's moving. But they were confident that they would win the fight, and at the end of the day, it goes pretty well for them. And Rahel here has push on bot side, so he's farming plates. Darkwings is doing really, really well, picked up a null, so Kaze at this point is pretty far behind. He's already down 1k.
You know why he didn't ult out? He's playing Pantheon, the aspect of war. He's here to fight, man. He's got the backup of Darkwings, who he was already running up the whole time.
Yep, they were still in this, 4v3 initially, but again, Hambach buys a lot of time, and then Impact arrives, and this is when Red realized, all right, time to run. The early Kennen ults have been fantastic. Impact, I think, really making a big difference in this one.
Insane difference. He doesn't have a kill yet, but both of the times he's shown up, both the times he's pressed R, it has been, fight-winning, play-defining. And he's still smashing the CS in this top lane, because that was FNB leaving a full wave that got shoved under turret to kind of wrap around and help out Curse for that play. So he got Giga punished. Curse is still getting punished here as Hambach is invading, taking another buff away. That's red into blue buff steals.
That is pretty rough. When you are playing LeBlanc from behind, it is very, very difficult. You also have to be so careful about how you're playing LeBlanc in a game like this, because there is so much CC for you. When you distort forward, if Darkwing sees you coming and just throws down the Unraveled Earth, you're distorting into that, you're getting stunned, then there's point-and-click CC, obviously, from the Pantheon. There's the AoE stuns coming through from Kennen.
Bubby,
there's Tidal Wave, there's Bubble, there's all of these things.
Bubby.
You're a Bubby?
It's your Nami Bubble. It's the Bubby.
There's like some e-dating bot lane stuff going down. You're like, I always call my Nami Bubby.
We got our Bubby and our Cubby, the quirky Cubby.
Is Cubby your Bubby?
Yeah, Cubby's my Bubby.
Okay.
Shout out Cubby right there.
To get you an E-Kitten support like Cubby.
He does not want me to support him, though. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah,
that's why he's the Bubby.
Yeah. Oh, true. Yeah.
He's the support.
I feel so much better about this series than last series, man. I don't know if it's noticeable for the people at home, but I feel like his spirits are a little higher right now.
Yeah, I mean, getting absolutely pounded versus winning a game.
That's not the type of bot lane duo that I like usually.
Okay. But it is unfortunately the type of bot lane duo that you're usually in.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna leave that one there. Top
Don't go too far. Don't go too far. You're
People
approaching
are
the line. It's in the danger
I don't
zone.
want to get a talkie to. I was able to get away with some stuff earlier in game 1. You know.
Our manager has informed us that she is listening to the cast.
Yes, I have heard.
Yeah.
I have heard.
Yeah.
Impact right now has now received the word that he is not alone in the top lane. As the public execution will come out, but Slicing Maelstrom for the stun. FNB goes under turret, will secure the kill.
Good kill there. Nice lane gank from Curse. Impact does just get burst down. He doesn't have flash, so not really able to escape. And Darkwings will have to go up towards top side, just try to protect the tower. And that's 2 kills now for FNB. So despite the fact that Impact did really, really well in the 1v1, that roam where, yeah, FNB lost some CS, but he was the one who picked up the kill on Hambach, I believe. Now he gets another kill there. So he's in a great spot now for that 1v1. Eclipse is done, and Bessa is pretty much just a totally different champion once Eclipse is done. It becomes really, really hard to trade with, but Impact's still doing well.
It's down in CS, but the 2 kills mean FNB is the only member that, surprisingly, has a tiny gold lead. 67 gold. It's going to go away in a minute. But he is the only one that has one right now, as Darkwings is kind of the biggest lead for Sentinels here in their 2.5 team gold lead.
Yep, looking good. Rahel just continuing to push up here. Is going to be on the Triforce soon, and that's when they are going to be really, really strong. Mandate's been done for Huhi, so that's when you can really start to kind of flex on the Corki. Once you have that item done, you get the E from the Nami and just kind of walk forward and just start trading with people and trying to basically dare them to engage on you, because there's not very good snap engage whatsoever on Red.
Kaze distorts forward, and we'll jump back away with the ultimate. But takes a good chunk of damage right there as Dragon has just spawned. So Red, they have their bot lane shoving in on them. Their mid laner just got chunked. It seems like a good time for Sentinels to start up Dragon.
Yep, I think this should be pretty free, honestly. Curse still doesn't have Crescent Guard. Kaze just got chunked. I would be pretty surprised. I mean, maybe if Sentinels oversteps and they can get a pick, then they go for it. But otherwise, I think you have no business going over there at all. FNB also has no ult, even if you want to TP in. So should be a freebie. And it is going to be Hex Tech, which is really, really nice. I think that Red is probably going to be happy at least that it's not Mountain Soul, because that one is pretty terrifying when you are playing these sort of kind of aggressive dive comps.
Yeah, LeBlanc into Mountain Soul sounds like a nightmare. You're just never going to kill anybody right now. And Kaze has yet to really find a big play. Like, that level 1 was cute, using the chains to like blow the flash, blow the heal, but we haven't really seen much else out of the LeBlanc since then.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there was more of a knock-on effect than I expected. You know, I kind of, obviously when you level chains level 1 and you start down bot and you use your Ignite, you're going to be seeding the first couple levels. Yeah. And so Darkwings just used that to get pushed and then took a really early base for tier. And once you're on tier, it becomes very hard as FNB.
Slicing Maelstrom from Impact onto FNB in the 1v1, but here comes the Grand Starfall from Hambach. FNB has public execution, won't even use it. Just accepts his fate, and that's another kill to Sentinels.
I think that's a good call. Just hold on to the ulti. You probably are going to be dead regardless of what happens. I mean, he did get impact low, so maybe there's a slight argument for it, but I think he had used all his other spells, so I think it's very unlikely they would have died with Huhi there, and he had summoner heal. So I think probably smart, hold on to that, and then maybe Curse can get a regank, and you try to get a kill that way with your ulti.
But I love that we're seeing now Hambach transition this lead he has in the jungle into global plays with that semi-global ultimate. The Grand Starfall, like, you're basically ganking from your own jungle. It's really hard to spot it out. It's not like a traditional gank where a jungler, oh, you just drop your wards down, you see them coming in. The moment that Impact presses R,
Huhi.
They were already in trouble. As Huhi now in some trouble, and wow, that was a lot of damage. Kaze doing the burst, but Frosty actually getting the kill.
Well, turns out no matter how behind the LeBlanc is, you can still kill a Nami. Nami's good for
Today
one.
we learned.
She's got your back. I feel like Nami and Zyra are two of those champions that you're just like, you're always good for a death or two.
Yep, no shields.
Yeah, if you're playing an assassin, just go hunt the fish.
Hunt the fish.
Yeah.
And not even playing Pyke over here. I think LeBlanc's a good like chef. Is that what somebody who cooks fish? I guess they're being cooked, right? Is there a special name for people that cook fish? I don't think no.
Like sushi chef?
Yeah. There we go. We got to get a LeBlanc skin for that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is one for Akali, I think, right?
I think so, yeah. They had the whole chef skin line. I play Baker Pantheon personally. It's my favorite. But still didn't get the kill credit, which is pretty unfortunate. You want the gold onto the LeBlanc. I mean, it's nice that they got the pick, but still, we're waiting for Kaze to pick up that first kill. Now has an item completed and at least does have 2 stacks on the Dark Steel, so getting some stats there.
Pretty relevant for sure at this point. Darkwings could be in trouble.
And not the team around down, flashes back to safety. Rebello's going in, gets knocked up by the tidal wave as Hambach jumps straight onto Curse. Again, Aegis is sold to buy space for him and the rest of the team to come in. Rahel over the wall. Red are trying to escape out of there, and it seems like they will be able to make it out.
Yeah, nicely done. They're going to be able to get out, and that's the flash off Darkwing. So even though it looks like Sentinels are winning the fight at the end of the day, they have to get more. So they want to keep pushing, try to farm some plates here. They'll at least be able to get probably 2 plates, and Curse did get his base stopped a couple times.
Another rocket from Rahel.
Oh, Impact is behind FMB. He just TP'd bot. They're going to look for a fight.
Ooh, Slicing Maelstrom immediately onto the Mbessa. Flash is available. Flash to the wall. Impact, flash, follow. Lands a Lightning Shuriken. As the rest of the Sentinels now spring the trap. They were not ready to actually collapse in time. Impact still chasing it down, but now the Lulu shields will keep him alive. But Rebello no longer has the Lulu behind him, so Rahel finds a window.
You got Rebello, but we got Rahello.
Yeah. Get the Rahello out of here. More like it. We're trying new material over here, man.
You know, trying being the operative word.
It's a half success in my book. You know, it's better than my average.
Yeah.
As Impact also get the shove in the bot wave. But hey, I mean, we see how much time Frosty's trying to spend keeping the team alive, and you can't be everywhere at once. I like the Sentinels are keeping the pressure on.
True.
Almost getting that bot turret, not quite.
Yeah, I feel like if I'm Impact on that TP, I mean, I kind of want to see it again if we watch the replay to watch what his team is doing, because it does feel like Sentinels were not really responding. They were kind of just skirmishing mid. Impact had FMB running all the way across the map. You were mid lane and no one could move? Like, no one could move to cut him off? I thought that would be a freebie, even if Impact can't kill him. So
are we going to get a replay? Oh, this is after already.
It's already after, but we can see Rebello just stepped way too far forward.
And everything lands from Rahel. That was, what, 2-3 rockets plus the phosphorus bomb? That was beautiful.
Good counting.
Yeah. Well, I also said 2-3, so I don't even know how many it was, but thank you. I'll take it. That was 1. That was 2. Rahel doing massive damage, but now he gets engaged on. The Grand Starfall is in, but Rahel's already down. Traded right on back as Hambach will pick one up. Flash with the Q to get a double kill. Straight onto Rebello. Jumps over the wall, but follow up with the shield vault and a triple to Hambach.
Hambach, good American boy right there. That's what we like to see. Representing American pride.
Let's go. That's the LCS, baby.
Yeah, that's the LCS right there.
Those.
Let's go, Hambach. 5K. This one's wraps.
Yeah, 5-1 on the Pantheon. Hambach with that huge influx of gold right there, and now another dragon to their name. I mean, this, again, I think needed for the morale of the LCS. Maybe we're calling it too soon. I don't want to curse them too much here.
I just appreciate that C9 lost so we could have more interregional matches.
True.
That is very thoughtful of them. Thinking ahead, knowing that Sentinels were, of course, going to win. Who wants to watch LCS versus LCS? We see that all the time. So, C9, being the good Samaritans that they are, viciously ran it down in their series to set up for more LCS versus CBLOL.
Yeah. And this is also the first time we've won an early game, because if we're being honest, I was still worried about that last game. The game number 1 between Red and Sentinels was not going our way early, but man, we've got the lead now, and Rahel's doing insane damage.
I think Rahel just got crazy dopamine rush from hitting that rocket through. Oh!
Go in!
Let's click forward!
I got an Navi behind me. There's no way they'll kill me. There's no way Impact goes down. Oh, it's actually FNB. It's Hui backing up Impact. So FNB's in a 1v2 situation, and Impact just autos him down. Not a great day to be an Mbessa.
Let's go. Yeah, I mean, he basically clicked melee range of the Xin Zhao, it felt like. I don't even think Xin did the W. He just eat on him, so.
I don't even think it was the second rocket. I think it was the first rocket.
The first rocket hit. Yeah, of course. Yeah, you got that mandate triple rocket. You're like, I just dealt 3,000 damage.
Crazy.
My DPM is about to go crazy when Leo the stats guy tweets this out.
Yep.
He's already seeing the tweet, Rahel, 2,000 DPM and victory over Red.
We got to stop plugging Leo, though. He already got 1,000 followers on Twitter, so now it's
well,
gone
we can get him under. That's no problem. We can unfollow him really quick.
We can unfollow Leo. Yeah. As Darkwing's alone in the top lane right now, this is what you want from the LeBlanc. Quick, fast plays, but Hambach gets in range. Hui as well, so it's a shutdown picked up, but it's traded as Curse will fall as well. Hambach on a rampage, and 11-5 on the scoreboard.
Yep, Darkwing does die, but it takes him long enough to kill him that Sentinels respond. They have Herald. Hambach's going to be able to stop the base there from Kaze. Yeah,
Hambach's he's really feeling it right now. He's got Hui behind him to keep him alive, and the Herald will charge in, getting the third turret for Sentinels.
And look at Rahel. Rahel is just pushing mid, so Sentinels have to be careful that they don't go too crazy. FNB does have TP, so they could look for a TP play. I mean, this is a risky Herald to crash in, I'm not gonna lie.
And it's stopped before it lands. That's flash out from Impact, and now Rebello pops the ultimate. Transcend oneself, flashes over the tidal wave. Damage on the Hambach. Aegis Assault will keep him alive for now. No ward into the Tribe Rush, and the bubble wave has Hambach! Dangles his bait! And they're eating good today.
That's a
take down
tilter.
Rebello.
That is such a tilter. You're like, I must get this shut down.
Close.
That would have been like a 1K or at least 900 gold. So that would have been a fatty shutdown for Rebello. So not going to blame you going for that, but
yeah,
you go in, you don't have vision, and you get stunned up into the bubble. That's
brutal. At this point in the game, it's so far out of control. I got to respect Rebello for looking for this. It's Impact that gives them the angle, though.
Yeah, it was getting out of control, so Impact's like, you know what? Let's keep it interesting.
We're
going to ride this 1,500 HP Herald into the midst of their whole team with my AD carry pushing mid lane. And Hambach on vision, smart play. Know if you try to just run away, you're going to get chased down eventually. So nice turn there from Sentinels. They keep Hambach alive. You got to protect those bounties because you do not want to give that 1K over to Rebello.
And now look at this gold lead, 7K was the top it looks like right there. Now dropped back down to 6.3, but still gold advantage to Sentinels as the next dragon's up in a minute and a half. It's FNB. Caught on the wrong side of the Weaver's wall, so will commit the flash. No flash on Abessa if they want to contest this third dragon from Sentinels.
No flash for him. No flash on Rebello as well. I feel like it's pretty uncontestable, to be honest. I mean, when you're already getting slammed in a game like this, I feel like you're just praying that you can scale and they make mistakes later. So to me, there's no way I'm leaving my base for anything less than Baron, I think, or Soul at this point. But we'll see if they decide to contest. I just think if you show up, there's such a high chance of Rebello getting flashed on and just like flash stun, seismic shove, one shot. I think it is going to be very, very tough to avoid that. So I would be hiding in my base and praying you can farm it up. Just play side lanes and try to get some gold.
If Kaza can get this top turret, that feels pretty nice. I mean, objective bounties, I believe, are up right now, so extra influx of gold into the LeBlanc. But it's time to start thinking about it because I feel like this game is so favored for Sentinels. Who would be your front runner for player of the game here? For me, it's Impact or Hambach, because Impact had those insane high impact plays, roaming all the way from base to the bot side TPing to save his CS advantage still. But Hambach's also had a hell of a game.
Yeah, Hambach's had an incredible game. I do think Impact is a good shout because those first two roams, I think, really were what kind of started the snowball. Games like this are always interesting because it's always, you're kind of in one and two camps. You're in the guy who got the person ahead is the one who deserves it, and I feel like Impact is kind of ironically the one who got the jungler ahead, or you're in the guy who did the most with the lead. It's kind of like when you have a 10-0 AD carry, but they got ganked four times at the start of the game. Do you give it to the AD carry, or do you give it to the jungler who got him fed?
And also, Impact did ride the Herald into that top turret, so how much does that take away from his legacy?
He did try to kill Hambach. He just didn't succeed.
Yeah, he's like, Hambach's too far ahead. He's going to win player of the game from me.
But for the other team. So really, that should count in his call. That's action.
Third dragon secured here for Sentinels now, not even contested. Like, Red, to your point, they're not even leaving their base. They're just catching these waves as safely as they can because it's so low chance of them actually winning a fight at this point.
But you do have to at least maintain some vision around Baron. He missed that ward. He didn't actually walk over it. So you have to get a little bit clever with where you place your wards. Generally, if you're really behind, you don't want to place your wards in the Baron pit.
Hambach jumps in. I mean, he's got FNB right behind him. In goes Curse with the Crescent Guard. It's only Hambach that can do damage, but he's doing a lot right now as Impact flies in as well. Slicey Maelstrom to follow up. And now Dark Wings with a Weaver's Wall cutting off the retreat path. Kaze flashes, barely lives, but Sentinels find 3.
Yeah, Sentinels find 3, and then they are just pushing on the base. They're going to get at least an inhib here and even more gold.
I mean, they have TP on Impact. I think low odds that they actually push for the end here. The death timers aren't quite long enough, 20 seconds, and they don't have a big wave, but they can at least break the base. They're TPing Impact bot lane here, so they're going to shove in another wave and look to take 2 inhibitor turrets.
Yeah, they're just getting so far ahead. I mean, now you're already on Soul Point, you're AK up, you're pushing everywhere across the map here, and it just doesn't feel like Red have an answer. I think they got a little bit antsy. You knew they weren't on Baron, though, so I just don't think that they need to be walking that far up. I think it's one of these situations where when you're this far down, you really have to wait until they're committed to Baron or committed to something where you can have even a chance. Obviously, it's always going to be really, really difficult because Sentinels are going to seek out vision, and then you're trying to face check into a team where you don't even know where the cannon is, right? The cannon's going to be on flank, so I just think Red went a little bit too fast there, and Curse pays the price at the end of the day.
You see Rahel leading the damage charts right now. Early, oh, that was just last fight damage, but still, the Corki doing his job. And Darkwings, those are rookie numbers, man. We got to pump those up.
Yeah, wasn't as involved in that one.
Yeah.
You can see Hui's even going pretty tanky here with his build. So just realizing, you know what, we're so far ahead. The only way I lose is if I'm just getting chain one shot. So is going towards a more tanky build. And it's basically like, all right, I don't want to get one shot by Kaze. I'm one of the only people that are vulnerable at this point.
Kaze only has 2.5 items completed. And it was also going a little defensive here, picking up the spell shield as opposed to just pure raw damage. So,
yep. Which I honestly am never a fan of when you're behind. When you're behind, I think you need to build pure damage and just hope that you one-shot someone.
Yeah.
You're not going to win a sustained fight anyway, right? So I get it though. There's so much point-and-click CC that it's very, very difficult. So he's like, I need Verdant Barrier to try to absorb something. But I feel like you have a better chance of just going death cap or whatever and trying to one-shot someone and hope that works for you. But Sentinels not going to wait for that. They are going to be starting this up, and they're going to get the TP out of F&B.
Yeah, and Best is going to teleport in. It's going to be front to back with Red approaching from the bottom of the river. Kaze jumps in. We'll see Darkwings right there. Stop the Weaver's wall. Slicing Maelstrom. Flash forward from Impact. As he's actually going into the stasis. He should be traded for FNB 1-for-1, but now in comes the Grand Starfall. Hambach gets out of the back line. That's 2 more kills picked up for Sentinels with Rahel unleashed and a double kill to the Corki. Sentinels win a team fight, and Sentinels are going to 2-0 this series.
Let's go. LCS back on top. Back in the middle.
Back in the conversation,
back
baby.
Somewhere in competition.
They are still in the upper bracket. So
we are.
Call upper bracket the top.
We've won 100% of the last series so far at America's Cup.
Sentinels have won 100% of their games in America's Cup. As Kaze will try his best to clear the way, but an ace for Sentinels. And a much-needed 2-0 for the morale of the LCS. But a split on the day. CBLOL and LCS are tied in the America's Cup.
Yeah, it's going to make it exciting. We're going to keep getting LCS versus CBLOL in the upper bracket, in the lower bracket. Everything from here on out is going to be best of 5. And hopefully everyone will get rested up for their games tomorrow.